Christmas is often seen as a time of joy, celebration, and togetherness. But beneath the surface of this festive season lies a fascinating and eerie undercurrent. Over the centuries, chilling tales of haunted Christmases and inexplicable events have emerged, weaving a darker thread into the fabric of holiday traditions. These stories, passed down through generations, remind us that the magic of Christmas can sometimes take an unsettling turn. Our journey begins in the 17th century, during the height of England's Civil War. At the time, Christmas celebrations were banned by the Puritans, but that didn't stop some from secretly observing the holiday. One such account tells of a manor house where the family dared to hold a clandestine Christmas feast. According to legend, the ghost of a soldier dressed in tattered armor appeared during the meal, warning the family of impending doom. The next day, the house was mysteriously destroyed in a fire. Witnesses claimed the soldier's ghost had been seen walking away from the ruins, vanishing into the snowy woods. This haunting tale served as a warning against defying the strict religious laws of the time. Fast forward to Victorian England, an era rich in ghostly lore. One of the most famous tales from this period involves the phantom coach of Christmas Eve. In the remote countryside, locals spoke of a spectral carriage drawn by black horses, its wheels making no sound as it glided across the frozen ground. Witnesses claimed to see it appear near an old churchyard, often accompanied by the faint sound of mournful singing. Those who encountered the coach were said to experience a profound sense of dread, and some believed it was a harbinger of death, arriving to collect the souls of the departed on Christmas Eve. In 19th century Germany, a chilling story circulated about the weeping woman of Christmas night. According to the legend, a widowed mother who had lost her child wandered the snowy streets each Christmas, searching for her little one. Villagers claimed to hear her cries echoing through the night, and those who tried to approach her reported that she vanished into thin air. The story became a cautionary tale, reminding people of the importance of family during the holidays. But ghostly encounters weren't confined to Europe. In colonial America, settlers told tales of the Christmas specter of Salem, a shadowy figure that appeared in homes late at night. Descriptions of the specter varied. Some said it was a faceless man, while others described a woman cloaked in black. According to the stories, the specter would sit silently by the fire before disappearing just as dawn approached. Families believed that these visits were warnings, urging them to resolve disputes and show kindness to one another during the season of goodwill. These tales of haunted Christmases often carried moral lessons, blending fear with reflection. They reminded people that even in the midst of celebration, it was important to honor the past, treat others with compassion, and remain mindful of their actions. As the Victorian era continued to embrace the tradition of ghost stories during Christmas, more chilling tales began to emerge. One such story was the Haunted Inn of Christmas Eve, a tale passed down through generations in rural England. The legend tells of an innkeeper who, on a snowy Christmas night, welcomed a weary traveler seeking shelter. The man, dressed in a long dark coat, requested a room and retired early. The next morning he was nowhere to be found, but his room was left in disarray, with claw marks etched into the walls. Locals whispered that the traveler had been cursed, destined to wander the earth during Christmas as punishment for a crime committed long ago. To this day, some claim to hear the faint sound of heavy footsteps in the inn during the holiday season. In Scandinavia, the dark winter nights inspired tales of the Christmas night watcher, a mysterious figure said to roam the streets in search of those who had broken promises or betrayed trust. According to legend, this spirit took the form of a cloaked man carrying a lantern, which glowed with an otherworldly blue light. Those who encountered the watcher were compelled to confess their sins, or they risked being haunted by him until the next Christmas. This tale served as a reminder to uphold honesty and integrity, especially during the season of goodwill. In Ireland, folklore surrounding Christmas ghosts took on a uniquely tragic tone. One popular story, The Widow's Feast, tells of a woman who lost her family in a shipwreck just days before Christmas. Overcome with grief, she prepared a lavish holiday meal each year, leaving empty chairs for her loved ones. On one fateful Christmas Eve, neighbors reported seeing shadowy figures seated at her table, their faces pale and hollow-eyed. When they entered her home the next morning, the widow was gone, and the meal remained untouched, as though her ghostly visitors had taken her to join them. Moving into the 20th century, reports of haunted Christmases began to shift from folklore to alleged personal experiences. One chilling account comes from a family in New England during the 1940s. They claimed that each Christmas Eve, their living room clock would stop at exactly midnight, and a cold, unexplainable breeze would sweep through the house. The family later discovered that the home's original owner had passed away on Christmas Eve decades earlier. Believing it was his spirit returning each year, they began leaving a candle lit in his honor, and the strange occurrences ceased. Another unsettling modern tale involves the forgotten gift, a story that surfaced in the 1970s. According to the account, a young boy received a beautifully wrapped present from an unknown sender on Christmas morning. Inside was an antique wooden toy, intricately carved but eerily lifelike. That night, the boy's family reported hearing faint laughter coming from the toy's room. The next day, the toy had inexplicably moved to a different part of the house. Terrified, the family burned it, but to their horror, the ashes reappeared under the Christmas tree the following morning. The story spread quickly, becoming a cautionary tale about accepting gifts from unknown sources. These stories, though unsettling, reveal a deeper fascination with the mysteries of Christmas. They remind us that the holiday, while joyous and festive, also carries an air of reflection and wonder. A time when the veil between the past and the present feels thinner, and the echoes of history seem closer than ever. As the tradition of ghostly Christmas tales continued to evolve, some stories began to intertwine with real historical events, blurring the lines between legend and reality. One chilling example is the tale of the Christmas Bell of Eilean Mor, an isolated lighthouse off the coast of Scotland. In 1900, the 3 lighthouse keepers stationed there vanished without a trace just days before Christmas. When rescuers arrived, they found the lighthouse fully operational, but the keeper's dinner had been left half-eaten, and one of the chairs at the table was overturned. Local lore claimed that on Christmas Eve, a ghostly bell could be heard ringing from the lighthouse, calling the spirits of the missing keepers back to their posts. To this day, the mystery of Eilean Mor remains unsolved, with many attributing it to supernatural forces. Another harrowing tale comes from Germany, where the legend of the frost-bound children has haunted communities for centuries. According to the story, a group of children ventured into the woods on Christmas Eve to search for a missing dog. When they failed to return, their parents organized a search party, but all they found were tiny footprints in the snow, leading to a frozen lake. Villagers reported hearing faint cries and laughter near the lake every Christmas Eve, and some claimed to see ghostly figures of the children playing in the snow. The story became a cautionary tale about the dangers of venturing out into the winter night, especially during the magical but perilous Christmas season. Closer to modern times, the mysterious case of the Christmas train phantom from the 1920s captivated the imagination of travelers. Passengers on a holiday train traveling through the snowy mountains of Colorado reported seeing a spectral figure walking the aisles, dressed in a conductor's uniform from the 1800s. The ghostly conductor was said to appear only on Christmas Eve, asking passengers for tickets before vanishing into thin air. Some believed the apparition was the spirit of a conductor who had died in a train accident decades earlier, forever bound to his duties during the holiday season. In more recent years, the rise of paranormal investigations has brought new attention to alleged haunted Christmas locations. One of the most famous is the Ghost of Christmas Hall, a historic mansion in the English countryside. Visitors during the holiday season often report hearing footsteps on the grand staircase, despite the house being empty. Others have claimed to see a woman in a Victorian dress standing by the Christmas tree, her expression sorrowful as she gazes at the flickering lights. The story goes that she was a maid who perished in a fire on Christmas Eve, and her spirit returns each year to relive her final moments. These stories, while eerie, highlight the enduring allure of Christmas as a time of mystery and magic. They remind us that the season is not just about celebration but also about connection with the past, with the unknown, and with the stories that shape our understanding of the world. Whether these tales are rooted in fact or fiction, they continue to capture the imagination, offering a glimpse into the darker yet equally fascinating side of Christmas. As we conclude this journey into the eerie side of Christmas, it's fascinating to see how these ghostly tales continue to resonate with us. Whether they serve as cautionary lessons, reflections on the mysteries of life, or simply spine-tingling entertainment, they are a reminder that Christmas is a time for storytelling in all its forms. The enduring appeal of these stories lies in their ability to balance fear with hope. Even in the darkest of tales, there's often a message of redemption, love, or the possibility of a brighter future. These themes align perfectly with the spirit of the holiday season, reminding us to cherish the present, honor the past, and embrace the unknown. If you're looking to add a touch of magic and wonder to your own Christmas celebrations, consider exploring Rediscover the Christmas Spirit, the magic, the essence, and the inner child. This ebook is filled with inspiring ideas, heartwarming stories, and activities designed to help you connect with the true meaning of the season. Whether you're creating new traditions or revisiting old ones, this guide is the perfect companion for rekindling the joy and mystery of Christmas. As you prepare for this year's festivities, take a moment to reflect on the stories that have shaped your own holiday memories. Perhaps you'll even find yourself inspired to share a tale or two of your own, whether it's a ghostly encounter or a cherished family tradition. After all, Christmas is a time for connection, and what better way to connect than through the power of a good story? Thank you for joining me on this exploration of haunted Christmases and chilling legends. If you've enjoyed this journey, be sure to check out our other videos for more fascinating and festive tales. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for your daily dose of holiday magic. Until next time, Merry Christmas, and may your season be filled with warmth, joy, and just a hint of the mysterious.